Hello, I'm Debs De Vries for the Eden Room, and it's my absolute delight and pleasure to welcome you to this series on preparing for Beltane, Beltania. Why would you want to prepare for Beltane? Well, some of you will already have an interest in the great cycles and circles of nature as they apply, in the case of my life, to my English upbringing. My heritage is not English, so I do dip in and out of other traditions, but there's something very, very dear and special to me about the land, all land, but particularly the land I've been grown in, and the history of our islands, which have for many thousands of years celebrated the great cycles. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why Beltane can fire you up and the importance of preparation. When we look at the cycles of nature, we see a rhythm. It's not always consistent in as much as spring doesn't seem to start on the day that the calendar does, any more than babies tend to get born on the day that the medical records say they should. Nature is an intelligence. It's working things out in an absolutely exact and precise way. And of that, I have absolutely no doubt. If one atom was out, the whole thing would collapse. However, from a human perspective, it really doesn't look like that. And of course, sometimes we only see tiny windows of stuff happening. But our forebears had, of course, less distraction and sat over decades and centuries watching and understanding the solar patterns, the lunar patterns, the movement of grass, the movement of animals, their particular rhythms and habits. And around this time of year, the celebration of Beltane was for harnessing ourselves and our land to the natural uprising of energy. Right? Energy is always moving, but it moves, if you like, in cycles, patterns. Sometimes it's flowing down, sometimes it's flowing up. Now, if you have studied any form of spiritual or holistic practice, or you do yoga, or you think about your own being, one of the things we often talk about is being in alignment. And alignment is multifaceted. There's the alignment of the spine, for example, and the skeleton. There's the alignment of how we speak with our integrity. And then there's the alignment, which is more subtle, of how our physical and energetic bodies are aligned to the flows, the invisible flows that are happening in and around us. So one of the reasons that we prepare is to create an energetic alignment, to move into the alignment with the moment of ritual and ceremony. And Beltane allows us an opportunity because it's, if you think of it, it's heat, it's fire rising, it's a fire element from the perspective of cleaning out what isn't needed and creating a clean space for what's coming. So one compelling reason to prepare is that the minute you commit to the preparation, your process will start. And the ceremony, if you like, is the ritual's really important, how you come to it, but that's like the end point. That's the party. Everything up until then is the preparation, and the preparation is so important because at a fundamental level, we need to decode in preparation for recoding, right? You cannot put fresh water into a bucket of mud and expect to get clean, fresh water. And I'm not saying we're muddy. I'm just saying that I'm talking about DNA. I'm talking about a recoding on a fundamental level. And when we set our intent to do that thing, our intelligence, and I don't mean cognitive, I don't mean what your brain necessarily knows, but the greater intelligence receives that signal and starts to align you. And this preparation for ceremony and ritual is as important as the ceremony and ritual itself. So although it would be fine to wake up in the morning and think, oh, I'll do something today, and then just go gather a few things and go do it, you're going to get the richness and a deeper understanding of the power of preparation and ceremony through the cleansing that will come as you make the commitment and step towards the preparation. So today, this is really about saying why it can set you on fire, because sometimes, guys, once we set our intent to do something, what needs to be cleared appears. And that can throw us, because I think there's a, maybe not from all quarters, but there's a sense in me that when people say, I set my intent, they expect to go straight there, right? I set my intent. I want my day to be full of joy. Brilliant. Great intent. My day wasn't full of joy. Well, it could be that in your energy field was something else that needed to be expressed before you could burst through to that level. It could be that there was a connection or a commitment that you had made that wasn't entirely joyful, that you needed to see before you could get there. Because whatever is in your field that isn't at the level that you're intending actually needs to be, I'm going to use the word purified, not in a moral sense. So let me recap. We're heading to Beltane, 1st of May. It's a festival in the Celtic tradition. So in that sense, it's pagan. It doesn't matter whatever you style yourself. If you want to align yourself to the natural rhythms that live in and through you, it's a great time to do that. I used to call myself a natural practitioner of solo magic. And I started practicing natural magic when I was 6 or 7 years old, because I just knew it. So Beltane is about the land. It's about the fairy kingdoms. It's about blossoming. It's about you setting your intent to blossom. So I'm going to leave this very shortly, and I'm going to come back to you with a little bit more information. And in the 3rd video, I'm going to give you some ceremony that you can do on your own with small children, with a partner. As I'm making this recording, we can't meet in groups larger than 6 outside anyway. So I've come up with a few suggestions that are going to take you through the ceremonies and give you some options. So, Beltane blessings. May the bright fires of Belt light your inner fire, and may you shine at your absolute optimum.